The 10 memories your cat will never forget. How cats remember love. Your cat may forget the little things, the spilled water bowl, the day you came home late. But the moments shaped by love, they never fade. Cats remember not with words, but with feeling. A scent, a sound, a single touch can live in their hearts forever. Every kindness, every gentle tone you share becomes part of who they are. This isn't just memory. It's a story written into their fur, their heartbeat, their trust in you. And today, we'll uncover the 10 memories your cat will carry for a lifetime. The moments that tell them, in a language beyond words, that they were loved. 1. The first touch. The very first time you ever touched your cat, something invisible began. It wasn't just physical contact, it was the start of a lifelong imprint. In the wild, mother cats use touch before sight, before sound, before anything else. From the moment her kittens are born, she grooms them rhythmically, not just to clean, but to teach their hearts how to calm down. Those gentle licks set their tiny nervous systems to the rhythm of safety. When you first stroke your cat, you awaken that ancient memory. Every soft touch you offer carries a message that says, "You're safe here." Gentle, rhythmic strokes lower a cat's heart rate within seconds. Their breathing synchronizes with yours. Their body melts, as if remembering the warmth of a mother's tongue. Cats don't just remember who touched them, they remember how. The pace, the pressure, the warmth, all stored deep in their brain's somatosensory cortex. Over time, these sensations blend into what scientists call felt safety. Each calm touch teaches their body what peace feels like. Even years later, when they curl beside you and close their eyes, their brain replays those first sensations like a favorite song that never stops echoing. And one day, when they finally lean into your hand and exhale, that's the moment the memory forms. Not in their mind, but in their heart. And they'll carry it for the rest of their life. 2. The temple of emotion. There's a place on your cat's face that holds more emotion than anywhere else. It's the soft patch between the eye and the ear, where the cheek meets the temple. To you, it's just fur. To your cat, it's sacred. When a mother cat grooms her kittens, she focuses obsessively on this tiny area, the emotional epicenter of feline affection. Inside lies the temporal gland, filled with scent cells and nerve endings that connect directly to the emotional brain. When gently stimulated, these nerves release oxytocin, the bonding hormone shared between mother and child. Research from Oregon State University found that cats who receive regular strokes along the temporal gland show up to 40% lower cortisol levels, permanently. It rewires their stress response, shaping how they experience the world. But here's the secret. Almost no one discovers it. Only 1 in 20 cat guardians naturally find this spot and touch it correctly, with a slow, circular fingertip motion, never the full hand. This touch activates scent glands, releasing pheromones that mark you as family. Scientists call them social odor memories, chemical imprints that tell the cat's nervous system, "You belong here." When your cat leans into your hand, they're inscribing you into their biology. Each soft motion becomes a permanent record of safety and belonging. Over time, it turns into ritual, your shared language of love. And long after their sight fades or hearing weakens, that memory endures. It lives deeper than sound or sight. It lives in scent, warmth, and trust. When your cat tilts their head toward your fingers, they're not asking for attention. They're inviting you into their heart's memory. And every gentle stroke writes your love into their story, whispering through their skin, "This is home." 3. The voice that shapes their world. Your cat's world is made of sound, not just what they hear, but what they feel in every vibration of your voice. They don't understand language the way we do. They understand tone, rhythm, emotion, the music beneath your words. Scientists in Japan used MRI scans to study cats' brains and found that those who are spoken to regularly develop a thicker auditory cortex, the part that processes human speech. Your voice doesn't just soothe them, it shapes them. Each word you speak, every calm syllable, builds new neural connections. To a cat, your voice is construction, the framework of safety in a world designed for giants. But silence can be starvation. Cats raised in quiet homes where people rarely speak show brain patterns like cats with hearing loss. Their brains literally atrophy from lack of stimulation. They stop responding not because they don't care, but because the world has gone quiet. Your cat doesn't need baby talk. That high pitch mimics distress calls. They need conversation, your natural, relaxed voice, the one you'd use with a dear friend. Tell them about your day. Describe the rain, your mood, your dinner. They don't need to understand the words. They understand you. Your tone, your rhythm, your sighs, these are the language of love. In homes where humans speak often, cats become more expressive. They chirp, trill, and purr more. Their stress hormones drop. Their lives grow longer. So the next time you see your cat by the window, speak. When you pass them in the hall, say something, anything. Your voice is their compass, because sometimes love doesn't come in sight or touch. It comes in the quiet hum of your words, the sound of a heart that never stops calling them home. 4. The morning check-in. Between 5 and 7 a.m., your cat performs a ritual you've probably never noticed. A soft meow, a stare, a tiny paw on your arm. It's not random. It's a social check-in. In the wild, dawn is the time to confirm the colony is safe. Even at home, that instinct remains. Your cat is checking the heartbeat of their world, you. Researchers at the University of Georgia found that cats who receive morning acknowledgement, a blink, a touch, a whispered "good morning," eat more, play more, and sleep better throughout the day. 10 seconds of connection shape 16 hours of peace. But when this ritual is ignored, something fades. Cats stop checking in, not from independence but quiet resignation. The brain's bonding circuits begin to prune themselves, and connection slowly withers. You don't need to move. Just open your eyes, whisper, "Hi, baby." That's enough, because to them, your response means the world is still whole. It means you're still here. 5. Respecting their enough. Every cat has a breaking point, the line where pleasure turns into overstimulation. Tail flicks, ears rotate, skin ripples. Signs most humans miss. At Cornell University, researchers discovered the petting threshold, a neurological limit for touch. Beyond it, the skin sensors send stress signals, not pleasure. It's not rejection, it's overload. When you stop at that moment, their brain releases GABA, a chemical that builds trust. You become safety itself. This creates predictive comfort. Their body learns to relax in your presence, expecting gentleness. But if you push past it, even softly, their stress system activates. And every time it happens, it leaves a trace. Those traces build into a stress debt, stored anxiety that eventually surfaces as aggression, withdrawal, or illness. Your cat remembers every boundary you respect. Each pause becomes proof that your love listens. When you stop, you're saying, "I see you." And in that quiet understanding, something miraculous happens. They stay, not because they must, but because they trust. 6. The ritual of leaving. Every time you leave home, your cat begins a silent story. They notice your keys, your shoes, your bag, the countdown to absence. The University of Lincoln found that cats experience pre-departure anxiety up to 20 minutes before you leave. Their heart rate rises, cortisol spikes, pupils dilate. They wonder, will you return? Most people either ignore them or overdo the goodbye. Both make it worse. What cats need is ritual, a calm, consistent signal that says, "I'll be back." Maybe it's a treat in the same spot, a toy that appears only when you're gone, or the same phrase in the same tone. Through repetition, this ritual imprints safety in their hippocampus, turning anxiety into expectation. Cats with rituals show half the stress, fewer illnesses, and steadier appetites, because when you leave the same way every time, you're telling them, "This isn't goodbye, it's just a pause." 7. The unseen vigil. When your cat is sick, they need something you can't buy. Presence. Not medicine, not noise, just quiet companionship. In the wild, injured cats rest where their colony can see them, but not interfere. That instinct still lives in every house cat. Research from UC Davis found that cats who receive quiet proximity, a human simply existing nearby, recover faster. Their immune markers improve, appetite returns sooner, stress drops sharply. You don't need to fuss. You just need to be there. Read, work, breathe. Let your stillness say, "You're safe." Isolation delays healing by up to 40%. But calm presence triggers a biological miracle, the release of antibodies that strengthen their defenses. When they're weak and you choose to stay, you give them something no medicine can. Proof that love doesn't leave when life gets hard. 8. Nights of waiting. Every night, long after you sleep, your cat begins their quiet watch. They listen to your breathing, the house, the dark. In the wild, night was danger. Now, you are their colony. They patrol the hall, sit by your feet, or rest on your chest, making sure the world is safe. Studies show domestic cats wake dozens of times each night for social monitoring. When they nudge you or walk across your chest at 3 a.m., they're not being annoying. They're connecting. They're saying, "You're still here, so am I." When you whisper, "Go back to sleep, baby," you're honoring an ancient promise that love stands guard, even in the dark. It isn't disturbance. It's devotion. A wordless vow. As long as you breathe, I'll be here. 9. The words before goodbye. Every cat knows when their story is ending. They wait, not for life, but for permission. Research at Colorado State University found that cats whose guardians gently acknowledge the end show lower stress and more peace. They purr more. They rest easier. You don't need to be strong. You just need to be honest. Sit beside them. Tell them it's okay. That they've been so good. That they can rest when they're ready. Cats often hold on longer than they should, not because they fear death, but because they think you fear losing them. When you whisper, "You can go, sweetheart," their body understands what their heart already knew. They were loved. They were safe. This is emotional hospice, where death isn't fought, but honored. And in that space, something sacred happens. They find your hand. They purr one last time, and they let go, not in fear, but in peace. 10. The memory that outlives time. Some memories never fade. They live deeper than the mind or the heart, in the rhythm of trust, in the echo of love. Every gentle touch, every word spoken with kindness, became part of your cat's identity. You are written into their biology. Even as whiskers silver and eyes grow dim, the scent of you, the sound of your voice, the warmth of your hand, these do not age. They remain, steady and timeless. Every cat carries the same silent truth, that love, once given, never dies. When they leave, the bond doesn't break. It transforms. Their story becomes memory, and memory becomes forever. Love isn't measured in years, but in moments that never end. Moments when two souls met and recognized each other. That is the memory that outlives time. Every cat writes a secret book, not with ink, but with connection. Each page is a blink, a whisper, a silence shared. And somewhere near the end, your name appears again and again, written in scent, rhythm, and warmth, a record of love no clock can erase. So when your home feels too quiet, remember, the story didn't end. It just changed shape. They loved you in the only language they had, and you answered in the same way. And long after their paw prints fade, their love still moves through the air, soft and endless, like a purr that never stops, because every cat, in their own way, leaves behind the same message. You were my home, and I will always remember.